7 ways a strange woman greeting reveals her attraction to you. Stoicism, modern stoic. Have you ever sensed something deeper hidden in the way a strange woman greets you? Maybe it's the warmth in her eyes, the way her smile lingers just a moment too long, or how her voice softens when she says hello. These aren't random gestures. They're quiet messages, subtle expressions of attraction that many men overlook. The truth is, a woman's greeting can say more than her words ever will. And once you understand these signals, you'll see the truth that was always there, right in front of you. Let me share a personal moment with you. I was at a casual get-together, and a woman I hadn't seen in a while walked in. Her smile wasn't just polite, it was radiant. She held my gaze for longer than most people do, and when she laughed at something I said, her hand lightly brushed my shoulder. It felt natural, but it also felt deliberate. For the next few days, that moment stayed with me. I kept wondering, was it friendliness or something more? The more I thought about it, the clearer it became. That greeting wasn't just a greeting, it was a signal. As the old saying goes, the body never lies, and the Stoics, especially Marcus Aurelius, remind us to observe what people do, not just what they say. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it, he said. This applies in the realm of attraction too. Stoicism isn't about chasing emotions, it's about recognizing them, understanding them, and choosing how to respond with calm clarity. That's what makes this knowledge powerful. Today, we're diving into 7 subtle ways a woman's greeting may reveal her hidden interest. These signs are grounded not only in human behavior and psychology, but also through the lens of Stoic wisdom, teaching us to stay centered, not obsessed, aware, not reactive, because when you approach situations with stillness and strength, you gain the ability to read between the lines without jumping to conclusions. If you've ever caught yourself asking, is she just being nice, or is there something more? Then you're exactly where you need to be. And if you've made the mistake of overanalyzing a simple hello, or worse, ignoring it completely, this video will help shift your perspective. You'll start noticing details you never paid attention to before. Not to act on every signal, but to understand them. Because true Stoicism is about mastery of the self, not control of others. Now, before we begin, I want you to do one thing for me. As you listen to each of the 7 signs, think back to your own experiences. Has a woman ever greeted you in a way that left you wondering? Did her eyes linger? Did her touch feel intentional? Reflect on it. And if you're watching this with a buddy, take a moment and talk it over. It's a fun exercise and an eye-opening one. Lastly, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. Have you ever caught on to these signals? Or maybe you misread one and learned a valuable lesson. Your insights and stories make this community stronger. And yes, I read every single one. So are you ready to unlock the quiet power hidden in a woman's greeting? Then stay with me. Let's break it down, one subtle sign at a time. Let's begin. Way 1. She maintains prolonged eye contact. Let's start with the first way. She maintains prolonged eye contact. When a woman locks eyes with you and holds that gaze longer than what social norms might dictate, she's not just being polite. She's signaling interest on a deeper, more primal level. This type of eye contact isn't accidental. It's deliberate. It's a moment where words fade and attention becomes energy. Prolonged eye contact is one of the most intimate and revealing forms of nonverbal communication. It speaks volumes without saying a word. And if you've ever felt that silent spark during one of these moments, you know it lingers far beyond the interaction. From a psychological point of view, our eyes are often the first place we look when trying to detect someone's feelings or intentions. That's because the human gaze is tied to both empathy and attraction. But what separates the Stoic man from others is his ability to see through not just the act itself, but the intention behind it. A fleeting glance can be brushed off, but a sustained gaze from a married woman, That requires attention, awareness, and emotional intelligence. Seneca once wrote, "The eyes are the windows to the soul, and for good reason." In that moment, she's not just looking at you, she's allowing herself to be seen. Her guard drops, her social mask thins. She trusts you enough to let her true self come forward, if only for a few seconds. And trust, as Marcus Aurelius might remind us, is the beginning of all meaningful connection. But here's where the Stoic principle truly applies. While others may rush to judgment or fall into fantasy, the Stoic man observes without attachment, sees clearly and remains grounded. He neither pursues nor rejects. He simply sees. If you find yourself in such a moment, don't overanalyze or inflate its meaning. Instead, appreciate the honesty of the connection and let it inform your understanding of the situation. In life, and especially in relationships, the way people greet you can tell you more than their words ever could. So now I ask you, have you ever experienced a moment where eye contact told you something no conversation could? Share your story in the comments. Let's decode the unspoken together. Way 2. She smiles genuinely. Next up, we have she smiles genuinely. This one may seem simple on the surface, but to the modern Stoic observer, a genuine smile from a strange woman is rich with hidden meaning. It's not just about the upturned corners of her lips. It's about what that smile communicates without a single word. When her smile is sincere, it radiates through her entire expression. Her eyes sparkle, her body softens, and there's an unmistakable warmth that feels both familiar and magnetic. In a world full of forced politeness and social masks, this kind of smile is rare. It's the kind of expression that can't be faked because it comes from a place of inner alignment. Psychologically speaking, a genuine smile activates different muscles than a fake one. It involves the eyes, not just the mouth, and it indicates a deep, unconscious pleasure in your presence. For a strange woman, this is especially telling because she's likely conditioned to maintain certain boundaries in social situations. But when that guard drops and you catch her smiling from the soul, it's a subtle yet powerful sign of attraction. Now, when seen through the lens of Stoicism, this kind of smile is not just about her feelings for you. It's a glimpse into her state of mind. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, and when she beams at you with genuine joy, it reveals that you are a part of the thoughts she cherishes." That moment of real connection, however brief, reflects not just physical attraction, but a spiritual resonance, something deeper that pulls two energies together in quiet harmony. In modern life, where digital filters and superficial interactions dominate, the power of a real smile is often overlooked. But the modern Stoic man must train himself to notice the details others ignore, to read not just lips, but the light behind the eyes. The advice here is simple yet profound. Don't chase affection. Observe it. Don't react impulsively. Respond with awareness. If her smile makes you feel seen and appreciated, recognize it as a moment of shared presence, but stay rooted in your own emotional discipline. Let it affirm your value without making it your validation. And remember, true connection doesn't need loud declarations. Sometimes it whispers through a look, a pause, and yes, a smile. So ask yourself, have you noticed a smile lately that felt different? Let us know in the comments and keep sharpening your awareness. Stay grounded, stay observant, and never underestimate the quiet power of presence. Way 3. She initiates physical contact. Now, let's dive into the third sign. She initiates physical contact. I want to tell you, this is no coincidence. A strange woman who touched you first isn't just being friendly. She's stepping over an invisible line, whether she realizes it or not. In the world of modern Stoicism, where we are taught to observe, not overreact, these moments of physical touch carry a silent message that words often fail to express. When a woman initiates contact, a lingering hug, a gentle touch on your arm, a brush as she walks past, you are witnessing one of the most primal, instinctual signs of attraction. This isn't about accident. This is about intention cloaked in subtlety. The body never lies, said Martha Graham, and in these moments her body might be telling you a story that her words will never dare to utter. At a gathering, you laugh, and she rests her hand lightly on your forearm, not on the shoulder, not in the air, on the arm, where touch is familiar, warm, and intimate. That's not random. That's calculated closeness. She doesn't need to say anything, because her body already did. And here's where many men fail. They either ignore it and miss the signal completely, or they read too much into it and lose their balance. As a modern Stoic, you must not flinch, you must not assume, you observe, you register, you calculate, because every move you make afterward must come from a place of power, not emotion. Attraction revealed through touch is like a chess piece moved without words. It's the queen making the first move. Now ask yourself, are you in control of your reaction, or are you being played? That's where wisdom separates the men from the boys. Stay centered, stay calm, don't touch back immediately. That's a test of your restraint, your command over your urges. Sometimes, silence and stillness say more about your power than any flirtation ever could. Remember what Marcus Aurelius said. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. If her touch catches you off guard, let your mind stay grounded. A true high-value man knows the difference between being desired and being seduced into reaction. That's why I want you to comment right now. I choose to stay grounded in every situation. Tap like if you've ever sensed this kind of hidden signal. Subscribe for more insight that exposes what most men never see. And in the comments, share the last time a woman's touch made you question her intentions. You're here because you don't want to be average. You want to be aware. So own it. Way 4. She compliments you. Let's dive into the 4th sign. When she compliments you. Compliments are like little gifts. They can brighten your day, boost your confidence, and make you feel valued. But when a strange woman goes out of her way to compliment you, it could be a subtle sign of attraction. Compliments about your appearance, achievements, or personality aren't just polite remarks. They're a way of expressing admiration and interest. A genuine compliment is usually specific, heartfelt, and delivered with warmth. Let's go deeper. A genuine compliment is never vague. She won't just say, "You look nice." If she's truly interested, she might say, "You have a very calming presence," or "There's something confident about the way you walk into a room," or even, "Your voice has a way of making people stop and listen." These are not casual remarks. They are intentional observations. They show that she sees something unique in you, and more importantly, she wants you to know that she sees it. In the words of Epictetus, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." So how should you react when a woman throws a compliment your way? With calm confidence. Don't deflect it, don't diminish yourself, and don't let it inflate your ego. Just receive it with grace, look her in the eyes and say, "Thank you," in a way that shows you're secure in who you are. That quiet strength speaks louder than any flirty comeback ever could. And be aware, sometimes the compliment isn't about you directly, but about how you make her feel. She might say, "It's always easy to talk to you," or "You have a peaceful energy." In those moments, she's not just complimenting your traits, she's revealing her experience of being in your presence. That's powerful. It tells you she values the emotional atmosphere you create. And if a woman feels safe, seen, or uplifted just by interacting with you, chances are her attraction is real. It's not based on looks alone, it's based on how you show up in the world. That's a deeper kind of magnetism, and one that Stoic men should not overlook. So here's my advice. The next time a woman you barely know offers a compliment that feels just a little too personal or thoughtful, don't dismiss it. Pay attention. Ask yourself, why did she choose that to say? Is she just being kind, or is she signaling something more? And even more importantly, Are you in control of your emotions enough to see it clearly without being swayed? Because this is where modern Stoicism shines, not in shutting down connection, but in mastering your interpretation of it. And now I ask you, have you ever received a compliment from a woman that caught you off guard, one that made you pause and wonder what she really meant? Share your experience in the comments. I'm genuinely curious to know how you read the signs. As Seneca once wrote, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay, and the same applies to excitement. Pause, reflect, and then act. That's the mark of a noble man." Way 5. She asks personal questions. Next, let's talk about the 5th sign, when she asks personal questions. And this, my friend, is where her interest quietly steps out from behind the curtain of politeness and reveals itself in the language of curiosity. In the Stoic way, we learn that surface-level greetings are expected, but when a strange woman ventures beyond, "How are you?" and dives into your world with questions about your family, your past, your plans, or even your emotional states, it's rarely accidental. This isn't just conversation, it's a probe, a feeler, a soft but intentional test of depth and connection. In today's modern world, where most interactions are rushed, shallow, and transactional, someone who takes the time to ask questions that actually require you to reflect or reveal something about yourself is signaling a deeper interest. It's her way of saying, "I see you," without actually saying it. But as a man walking the Stoic path, your power lies in awareness, not assumption. Yes, personal questions might hint at attraction, but they can also be an opening to assert self-respect. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the colour of its thoughts." So don't just respond. Observe what kind of connection she's really painting. If her tone is warm, her eye contact steady, and her body language relaxed, then her curiosity likely springs from genuine fascination. But if it's paired with manipulation or agenda, a Stoic must stay centered and avoid being swept by flattery. A good rule of thumb is this: when someone is curious about your life, ask yourself, does this conversation nourish your peace or disturb it? That's your compass. Also, think of it like this. When someone genuinely asks about your passions, struggles, or history, they're reaching for emotional intimacy, and attraction always seeks some form of emotional closeness. But stay balanced. Never overshare in hopes of winning favour. Instead, share like a man who values his story, slowly, with poise, and only when it adds value. So the next time a woman starts asking what drives you, what you believe in, or what your future looks like, don't brush it off as mere friendliness. It could be the beginning of something more, but only if you choose to see clearly. As Epictetus taught, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. Listen carefully, speak wisely, and carry yourself with quiet strength. Way 6. She mirrors your behaviour. Way 6 is where everything gets real. Because when a woman mirrors your behaviour, it's no accident, no random coincidence. It's an undeniable psychological cue that she feels something deeper. This is not just about body language. It's about energetic alignment. Mirroring, in psychological terms, is called limbic synchrony. It's how 2 people unconsciously sync up when attraction is present. Think about it. You're in the middle of a conversation, and every subtle move you make, she echoes. You cross your arms, and within seconds, hers are crossed. You lean in just a little closer. And guess what? So does she. That's not her being polite. That's her subconscious screaming, "I feel you." This kind of non-verbal dance is one of the oldest, most primal signs of interest, and it doesn't lie. Plato once said, "Like attracts like," and that's exactly what's happening here. She's not just reacting, she's connecting. In the modern world where people are distracted, disinterested, and distant, her mirroring you is her way of stepping into your rhythm, entering your psychological space, and quietly saying, "We're in sync." The mistake most men make is ignoring these quiet signals. They look for loud declarations, for obvious flirting, but the Stoic man doesn't wait for words. He observes. He reads the energy. He catches the unsaid. Real power lies in this stillness. You must learn to sense the undercurrent instead of chasing the surface. When a woman mirrors you, she is literally reflecting your essence, and in doing so, revealing her curiosity, her openness, her desire to be closer to your world. Modern Stoicism teaches this. Do not react with desperation. Respond with awareness. Stay grounded, not greedy. Stay present, not performative. Don't let your ego inflate just because she mirrors you. Instead, use that moment to sharpen your discernment. Is she mirroring because she's genuinely drawn to your energy, or because she's testing yours? That's where wisdom enters. As Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. So don't chase the mirror, be the original worth reflecting." And here's your call to action. If you've ever had an experience where a woman mirrored your behavior and you didn't notice until later, drop a comment and tell us what you realized in hindsight. Hit that like button if this hit home. Subscribe to sharpen your instincts, and type "I am worth mirroring" in the comments if you know your energy speaks before your words do. Remember, when she mirrors you, she sees something valuable in you. Way 7. She mirrors your behavior subtly. The final and often overlooked sign is mirroring. When a married woman unconsciously mimics your gestures, speech patterns, or posture during a greeting or conversation, it can be a subtle but telling indicator of attraction. Psychologically, mirroring is a form of social bonding and rapport building. It's something we naturally do when we feel connected or drawn to someone. You might notice she laughs shortly after you laugh, crosses her arms if you do, or leans in when you lean in. These small, almost imperceptible actions signal that she is attuned to you, mentally and emotionally. This kind of behavior isn't usually deliberate. It's a reflection of her subconscious desire to align with your energy. From a Stoic perspective, this is where discernment is key. Just because someone mirrors you doesn't mean you should instantly read it as affection, but it is a clue that deserves your calm, rational attention. Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." In this context, you're not just listening with your ears, but with your awareness. Mirroring, especially during a first greeting or early conversation, may be her way of building trust, or even an unconscious act of emotional syncing. In the modern world, where many interactions are rushed or superficial, someone who takes the time to mirror your energy is showing something deeper, presence. And presence is the foundation of emotional connection. Real-life example. Picture this. You meet her at a cafe, and you notice that as you lean slightly forward while listening, she does too. Or as you nod during conversation, so does she. It's these quiet echoes of your movements that often whisper louder than words. But here's the Stoic lesson. Observe, don't assume. Notice without attaching meaning too quickly. Ask yourself, is she just being polite, or is this a pattern of alignment? If it happens consistently across different encounters, the mirroring is likely rooted in a deeper interest. Your role is not to respond impulsively, but to remain still, like the calm within the storm. Let her actions reveal their own meaning over time. The wise man doesn't rush to judgment. He lets the truth unfold on its own. So, next time you notice someone reflecting your energy, don't dismiss it. Take note, and as always, respond with grounded confidence and inner clarity. Have you ever noticed someone mirroring your behavior and wondered what it meant? Share your story in the comments. I'd love to hear how you interpreted the moment. Thanks so much for spending this time with me today. Truly, it means a lot. If you've made it to the end of this video, that tells me something important. You're not just watching for entertainment. You're here to understand. You want to see the signs clearly, not just through emotion, but through calm observation, like a modern Stoic should. So let me leave you with this. In a world full of noise and mixed signals, it's easy to get lost in assumptions, especially when it comes to someone else's attention or attraction. But here's the truth. When a married woman greets you in a way that feels different, even charged, the signs are there. A lingering gaze, a gentle touch, a laugh that's a little too enthusiastic. These things don't lie, but your interpretation can. That's where Stoicism becomes your compass. Don't react impulsively. Don't assign meaning where there might be none. And don't let flattery cloud your judgment. Just observe. Stay centered. You see, Stoicism isn't about ignoring attraction or pretending emotions don't exist. It's about mastering the space between stimulus and response. It's about knowing the difference between what you feel and what you choose to do with that feeling. So my sincere advice to you is this. Read the signs, but don't chase them. Stay grounded in who you are. Because a man who can remain calm, self-controlled, and observant, that's a man who naturally attracts respect, admiration, and even love, without needing to force a thing. If anything in today's video struck a chord with you, if you've ever experienced a greeting that left you wondering what it really meant, I'd love to hear your story in the comments. Let's keep this conversation going, because your experiences can help others learn too. Thank you again for being here. Stay alert, stay honourable, and keep refining your wisdom daily. And as always, stay stoic, stay mindful, and keep streaming that timeless strength. We'll talk again soon. Take care.